Oh.
So, no, not really clickbait this time. I almost did shoot myself and somebody. We'll get into that here in a little bit. I did DQ, and I want to own up to it, talk about what I did wrong, what you can do to avoid it, what I'm going to be doing moving forward, and not shy away from a good opportunity to have a safety lesson and a teachable lesson, right? So, never want to be someone who shies away from when I have been stupid, and to take those learnings on the chin and also share you guys my experience, help you guys moving forward to not make the same mistakes. So we'll talk about that, obviously. First of all, I wanted to explain kind of the channel. This is like the first series upload. I just want you guys to know that Alyssa's channel did get striked, in which we were basically put in YouTube jail, episodes demonetized. Whole channel was kind of on shutdown and lockdown for us. It scared the hell out of us. We have both left our jobs, and we're in a very, I would say, fragile state with income, in that we are solely relying on the channel, as well as some side work that I'm able to pull through doing videography and content creation. So a little bit of a vulnerable position to be in. Now, we have saved up a significant amount of money to weather storms like this, which we're lucky for. But if the channel goes away, if Alyssa's channel goes away, we don't really have a remedy for that. Obviously, I can go get another job. That's probably what we do. But the whole reason we're doing this is to be financially free, and to also be free of corporate America and the things that we've experienced and the bad experiences that we've had in the workplaces. So, you know, it's one of those situations where, yeah, it was a very serious time for us. So we're going to continue onward, but I'm developing this secondary channel because I also have thoughts relating to the industry. I've been in the industry for almost 10 years now. I've had experiences in lots of things. I've filmed prototype guns that are now out, that have broken and all this stuff, and can provide a little insight into some things that are going on right now. But yeah, anyway, just trying to be another perspective on life and firearms industry, and also provide some resilience for Alyssa and I to continue doing what we love to do, and that is, you know, serve, have a service-minded heart, and do something that we're passionate about, and not have to have a soul-crushing job that we both hate each other at the end of the day. So I'm going to be much more loose-lipped than Alyssa. Alyssa is very polite. I am very not. It works well for her, again, her audience, and hopefully we'll develop a different audience or a different take for you guys. And I'll have much more of a different approach than Alyssa. We'll be a little bit more raw here on this channel in different ways too. So anyway, with all that out of the way, let's talk about my DQ, my unsafe handling of the firearm. It's a learning lesson. I did an oopsie whoopsie, and I want to own up to it and help you guys through if you have similar circumstances regarding USPSA getting DQ'd. So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's talk about my incident and how I could have avoided it, and what I'll be doing in the future moving forward to be a safer shooter, and how you guys can learn what to do to hopefully avoid a situation like this. So I had pulled my gun out of the holster, and I didn't have a good enough grip to properly secure it in my hand. And when I had pulled it out, I felt a snag, in which the momentum of my arm yanking and the gun getting snagged even briefly broke my grip, and the gun tumbled. I instinctively tried to get this hand to catch it, in which it just fumbled and rolled, and I caught it pretty much pointing up. Instantly, I had known I lost control of the gun. Instantly, I just was like, fuck, I'm DQ'd. Point it down, get it in a safe direction, finger off the trigger. I pointed the gun down, waited for commands to deload the gun and holster. A lot of thoughts were going through my mind at the time. Obviously, I was like, fuck, DQ'd. But I think most of all, I just felt bad because I put other people in danger. I allowed myself to feel bad. Everyone was like, hey, dude, it's okay, it's okay. Like, I understand nobody got hurt. I understand DQs happen. I understand mistakes happen, and everyone was pretty understanding of that. But I just wanted to feel bad and let myself feel bad, because I should feel bad. I lost control of a gun. That should never happen. I'm going to take this as a learning lesson because I have been in situations where I'm filming people who lose control of their firearms or have pointed a gun at me, loaded, and or have even shot down range when we call the cold range and we're going to take targets down. I have been in unsafe situations, in which cases the first instinct of people is to, hey, don't post that, or delete the footage, or don't tell anyone, hey, it's all cool, like everything's cool, right? People try and downplay the scenario. And I remember I was filming with a gentleman who was shooting a two-gun style match in which he had slipped and fell and broke the 180 rule and had pointed the gun down uprange. He owned up to it. I'll forever remember filming with him because he's a man that I can respect, who called himself out, who told himself, I'm going to allow it to hurt, and we're going to not delete the footage. We're going to post this and make this a learning lesson. And I respect him greatly for that because he wasn't shy of being criticized and he wasn't shy of making a mistake or correcting it immediately and trying to find a solution, right? And I want to be like that. That's somebody I admire. I've seen so many influencers, so many people, you know, first instinct, don't post that, nobody post this. You know, it's like, try and hide it. And I don't want to be that kind of guy. I think this is a good, valuable lesson for a lot of people to learn. It's a valuable lesson for me to learn, and I will have a lot of takeaways from it to be a safer shooter and a better shooter. Now that we know the instance and my motivations to make this video for you guys and for myself, let's talk about what I'll be doing in the future to not have a DQ or lose control of my gun. So I've already went ahead and the first thing I did was purchase some chalk. Like I said, one of the issues was that I had lubricant. Yes, I wiped it off and cleaned it, but definitely your hands aren't the grippiest things, especially when they can be wet. So I figured let's just buy some chalk. Chalk absorbs a lot of moisture. It absorbs all that wetness in your hands. Even if you lubricate, chalk does a really good job at helping your grip out. And yeah, making sure that you just have added grip without having to rely on stippling. Secondarily, I'm not gonna lubricate anything in between matches. I'm gonna prep the night before, make sure everything's lubricated. If I'm having magazine issues, check that. I did purchase these mags on the way to the match. That was my fault. I should have prepped beforehand. I'm just gonna be better at preparation, making sure everything is the way it should be running. And honestly, this gun shouldn't need to be touched once it's good to go and cleaned. So clean it before the match, lubricate everything before the match, and good to go. That way, I won't have to mess with lube, won't have to mess with anything of that, and my hands can stay clear. Secondarily, also prepare gloves. In the case that I need to lubricate, bring some gloves so that way I don't have any residue on my hands, don't have buttery fingers, don't make mistakes. Fourth is dry fire. A lot of people were saying to remove my hood from my holster. I might do that because it's not required in USPSA shooting in the carry optics division that I'm in, but I kind of want to keep it on because I do want to train how I would carry that gun, you know, externally. If I'm ever carrying a gun externally, which I don't open carry, but if I ever do, you know, on a duty purpose or whatever it is, like, let's be realistic, I'm not going to be carrying that gun like that. But at the range, that's how I train. I like to have extra retention. If there was ever a serious situation, that's probably how I would carry the gun, just to have added retention inside the holster. I'm going to slow down with my draw just a little bit. And like I said, be much more intentional in that area. So that way I can build much more better muscle memory and have and get a better grip initially on the gun. So those are things that I'm changing about my training and behavior and habits in a match, and things that should mitigate this from ever happening again. Biggest takeaways: set it and forget it. Do all your stuff before the match. If you realize your mags are sticking, get that taken care of before the match. Don't be fumbling. I feel like that's where a lot of problems come in, is when you start changing things or try and quickly do things and rush a process that shouldn't be rushed. That was my mistake. So yeah, anyway guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know I ramble a lot and talk a lot, but hopefully there's some nuggets of information there. I wanted to own up to my mistakes and not be like some people I filmed with in the past who have, you know, done unsafe things, lied about them, or tried to, you know, remove the evidence. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm just not that kind of guy, not going to spread any gossip or whatever, but I've just seen some shit and I don't want to be that kind of person. I much more admire the man who owns up to his mistakes, takes it as a learning lesson and improves, and that's the kind of man I want to be. That's the precedent I want to set. Anyway, guys, really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Go check out my wife's channel. If you're not here from her channel, go check it out. Like I said, we're trying to build resilience and spread out and branch out. So like, subscribe. If this video gets 1,000 likes, I will do the next video shirtless. My wife's not a gun bunny, but sure as hell I could be. You guys ain't seen man boobies like mine, let me tell you.
For just a mechanical contractor. Like HVAC? It full. It started out, she was HVAC, so 20 years ago. Electrician, service, everything. Okay, hip finish, unload, show clear. Hip clear, hammer down, holster. Range is clear. 2329. Yep.
2329.
You good?
Yeah. Just thinking of all the things I did wrong.